Good morning. I'm going to make some forward-looking statements. Scandium International Mining Corp. is absolutely set out to alter the scandium marketplace from where it is today. Now, that won't be very hard because the scandium marketplace today is quite small. But we are on course to build the world's first primary scandium mine in 2019 in Australia. This is absolutely a growth story, both from the standpoint of scandium's future potential as a mineral, but also in train with lightweighting. Scandium is an alloy used, is an alloying agent with aluminum. The project also has tremendous growth potential within the project itself. The location on this project is New South Wales, Australia, and this lateritic clay belt in which our project sits and a number of other projects sit is absolutely going to be a game changer for scandium. It's going to promise an ample supply of scandium to world markets, to waiting world markets that's never been available before, and it's going to do that at a price that meets the value proposition for the users. This is a value moment for us, like it is for many Canadian junior miners at the moment, so it's a very good time to be paying attention. Certainly, we are at a stage now where we are building the market for scandium. We are first in this space, we are building this market, and we've got good marketing momentum as evidenced by a number of letter of intents that we've signed with potential customers since the beginning of the year. All right, some corporate data on us. You can see our chart, our price chart to the right. We have a little over 300 million shares outstanding. We have no outstanding warrants. We have no outstanding debt. We have a cash balance at the end of Q1 financial statements of $700,000 US. We have since done a placement with Rothschild out of Paris, our first institutional investor, for a bit more, a little less than 900,000 US. So you can calculate our cash balance from audited numbers forward from there. 46% of the shares in this company are owned by directors and management of the company. So there's a lot of skin in the game in this one. Okay, who are we? We're a TSX main board listed mining junior. We're a Canadian incorporated company intending, as I said, to build the world's first scandium mine. We are right at the moment where we're ready to build this marketplace and establish our customer base and build this project. Our project development status is we've finished a definitive feasibility study. It's got great economics associated with it. We're fully permitted, and again, we're seeking offtakes. A little bit about the project. The project is called the Nyngan Scandium Project. It's in New South Wales, Australia, and it is clearly has first mover advantage in this space. There are other people in this New South Wales clay belt in Nyngan around us in the same zip code, but we are clearly going to be first to market here. We have terrific growth potential in the aluminum markets, tagging onto the aluminum markets with scandium as an alloying agent. The jurisdiction in Australia is really important for scandium. First of all, it's a mining-friendly place to construct a mine, but it is also something that the scandium market has never had before. Scandium has been sourced for the last 30 years out of China and Russia, and those jurisdictional issues, in addition to short supply, has really mitigated any possible growth in the scandium marketplace until today. We have good, robust economics on this project. The CapEx is $87 million. The net present value, of course, after tax, is 220, so that ratio looks really good. The IRR begins with a 33%. And we've got really good expansion potential. We use probably 10% of the resource in this business, in this property in phase one. So, as I said, we are at the stage right now where we are virtually shovel ready. We've got all our economics done. We've got all our permitting done. We are building our market. The market has historically been both supply constrained and price constrained. And this project and the ones around us are going to change that fundamentally. The value is understood for scandium and has been for many decades. Scandium is a superb grain refiner in aluminum. It makes aluminum alloys stronger in virtually every class of aluminum alloys. It improves weldability. It improves corrosion resistance. It substantially increases the heat tolerance of alloys. So it's got a lot going for it in terms of an advanced specialty alloy. It plays right to the lightweighting space in electric vehicles, in marine, of course in aircraft, and in automotive in general. So this is an interesting slide. This is what the market looks like in our eyes for scandium. This is a traditional 4-block with on the vertical axis, we've got price-insensitive customers or segments at the top, and price-sensitive segments at the bottom. And over to the right-hand side of the slide, the late adopters, the early adopters on the left. So all things considered, you'll want to live in the upper left quadrant, right? That's where we're focused. There's probably 400 to 500 tons a year of annual demand sitting in that upper left quadrant. Remember, we're going to make 40 tons from our project, and there's at least 400 tons of demand in that left-hand quadrant. That's how we see the market. We've never shown this slide to anybody before. This is what's been driving us, and that's the area where we're going to focus on LOIs now. So that brings us to the focus of the company today, which is clearly the last step we need to take to FID is to build our customer offtakes. We've been at this pretty hard for about 9 months. Since January, we've announced 5 letter of intents with potential customers. Those letter of intents involve them taking samples from us, testing them in their facilities, seeing whether they work in their products, and then agreeing to sit down and if they do work and if they are successful, and of course we sort of know the answer to these questions before we pick these guys, then we'll sit down and talk about offtake agreements. But this is what building a market for a new specialty alloy metal looks like, and we're very much on it. We'll build out that LOI portfolio this year. I'd like to add at least another 5 LOIs to this portfolio before the end of the year, and maybe even by the end of the 3rd quarter. If we have all of our LOIs in place and we have some offtakes, we'd like to sell out the first 3 years of the project, fixed pricing, high-low volumes, but sell out the first 3 years of the project. On the production ramp, which, while I said the nameplate capacity on this project is 40 tons a year, that's about $80 million worth of value. We'll actually produce about, over the first 3 years, we'll actually produce about 80 tons. So there's a nice gradual ramping uptake in this project. That makes the first year sales a little easy at about 15 tons, and then 30 in year 2, and then hitting the 40-ton nameplate capacity in year 3. Here's a peer review status. There are a lot of other people who would like to produce scandium alongside us. There's 2 things I want you to see in this slide. One is that we're the most advanced stage. We're closest to production. We've finished our feasibility and our permitting. And the other is capital cost. All these other folks, NioCorp in the U.S. and everybody else in Australia, has really a 3-metal strategy. It's nickel, cobalt, plus scandium as a co-product. So their CapEx is 10 times ours. And so they're significantly more complex and more involved projects. Okay, why us, why now? We're serious about building a mine. You won't see many Canadian juniors actually tell you that, but we're all ex-BHP guys. We're mining guys. We want to build this mine. We want to put it into production. The markets are taking shape now. This thing has excellent growth potential, both within the aluminum business, well, particularly within the aluminum business. We've got an experienced team, and we've got a robust economics package around this project. Thanks.